You're dating a what? A Latino? You mean one of those brown guys? Well, at least he ain't black. Well, does he speak English? Let me check his papers, honey. Maybe he just wants a green card. Is he a citizen? What about Brad? The guy across the street. You know, the tall, handsome one with the blue eyes? What about that guy? Does he listen to Hank Williams, Brad Paisley, Mark Anthony? You mean like from Julius Caesar?
White dads are unnerved that assuming their little girls date dark young men, she will promote it. She'll post pictures, recordings, and whatever else she can imagine to inform the world concerning her beau via virtual entertainment. There's absolutely nothing she wouldn't do no matter what her beau's race is, yet it's the dark young men that her dad believes she should stay silent about. I had a secondary school love of my life. She was exceptionally beautiful, very savvy, yet there was one thing about her that my mom could have done without, and she never neglected to specify it at whatever point she could. She was a white young lady, and had long light hair, enormous pretty green eyes, and as you can envision, her dad wasn't excessively enthusiastic about our relationship either, and he was generally in her ear about it however much my mother pestered me about her. Now that I am somewhat more than 20 years eliminated from that relationship, which by the way endured into my school years, I think back on it, I noticed something. Her mom and my dad didn't actually have a lot to say regarding it. Perhaps they supported, perhaps they didn't, however, they were perceptibly quiet during the entire thing. We should not mess with ourselves here, noble men. There are numerous interracial connections on the planet. However, the ones that are the most polarizing are the ones between dark guys and white females. How about we simply call it what it is? However, the thing is, many people who appear to definitely dislike it are individuals of color, similarly as white men, and furthermore her dad and mom. In the event that you focus, you'll see the battlefronts in secondary school. Secondary school matured interracial connections are attracted similarly when their little girls date their kids of color. When they do, both parents are quite often the absolute most passionate to focuses. So the inquiry is, why would that be the situation? For what reason truly do moms and dads remain somewhat quiet while their companions raise a ruckus about it? Today, I'll separate it according to each parent's point of view, and let you know neither one of the guardians is able to say or concede without holding back. We will get going with white dads. When my young lady and I initially began talking, she let me know that if I somehow happened to meet her folks, they would cherish me, and they would definitely approve of our relationship. She said that they'd give us their approval and would be entirely all right with us, to which I answered, obviously, they're not annoyed by my race. You've made it past the boundary. The amusing thing is she chuckled and said, you're excessively brutal. However, she realized I was correct in light of the fact that that's what let me know that if we were dating in secondary school, it would be a totally different story with her dad paying little mind to race. Noble men, ladies of all races are the most physically feasible during their ripe years, somewhere in the range of 18 and 26 years. She and her dad both realize that she's not close to how significant she might have been 10 to 15 years back. So he isn't as defensive of her as he used to be. She is 34. She'll be 35 1 year from now. Think about what, back when she was 20, she was significantly more sizzling. I've seen pictures when she was 25. Obviously, she's a developed lady. She doesn't inhabit home any longer, which are the two elements as far as why her dad doesn't want to safeguard her any longer. In any case, the reality stays that since she's not thriving, her dad is considerably less obtrusive concerning her relationship with me. In any case, there are three primary motivations behind why white dads are firmly against their little girls dating racial young men when they are youthful white young ladies in their sexual wrongdoings. Some of it very well may be because of the way that they are bigoted. However, that is by all accounts the undeniable clarification. I'll feature three others. There are three justifications for why white dads are worried about their young high school girls dating young men of variety. Most importantly, noble men, notoriety. White dads are scared that their little girls will date or start to date racial young men. She'll be impacted out of control. White dads are unnerved that assuming their little girls date these young men, she will communicate everything over virtual entertainment. She'll post pictures, recordings, and whatever else she can imagine to educate the world regarding her beau via web-based entertainment. Folks, she would have done it no matter her beau's race. It's the African-American young men that her dad doesn't believe she should discuss. We should not get it stirred up in that frame of mind of a white dad. This considers inadequately him. His loved ones will be left pondering where he went. What's wrong with her? Indeed, men of honor, this happens. The subsequent point is he comprehends that white young men will stay away from him. We should not avoid the real issue, folks. That's what white dads grasp, assuming their little girl fosters a standing for dating dark young men. White young men will stay away from her, and assuming she proceeds with her interracial dating propensities, she won't doubtlessly ever have a significant relationship with a solid manly white male, in light of the fact that by and by, he realizes that most whites consider that other white men see blending in with people of color as an issue with regards to dating, wedding, and in any event, dating white ladies. Third, in the event that she has a blended marriage, the father knows about her choices kid. His choices for a drawn-out relationship in the future are restricted to people of color or powerless white men, neither of which he views as great choices for his youngster. I need you folks to remember that on the grounds that a white dad doesn't believe his girl should date racial young men doesn't make him a bigot. I could surely defend that, however, this isn't the method for judging without a doubt.